Hey everybody, welcome to Hashtag No Limits. I am your host, Shelly Kino. Hashtag No Limits is about people whose society has placed limits on but have busted through those limits. Ophelia says in Hamlet that we know who we are but not who we will become. And I believe there is no better example of that than the caterpillar turning into the butterfly. I used to have a poster that said that in my classroom because I watched my students change from students who were unable to read to students who could read, students who people thought they wouldn't have a happy life. They had extremely happy lives. And as a master IEP coach and educational consultant, I see that so often now. And I am the example when you think about the caterpillar, it dissolves into nothing and then reforms itself into the butterfly. It has to struggle to get out of the cocoon in order for its wings to be strong enough to be able to fly. And that is what all of the people that I have ever met who have busted through those societal limits do every single day. And my guest today, I'm very excited because I just met Art yesterday. And his story was so touching and so inspiring to me that I wanted to get him on here as quick as I could. And it just so happened that we had to have a schedule change anyway. And so I got him on here today and I'm so excited. So welcome, Art. Thank you for joining me and joining Hashtag No Limits.
Yes, man. Thank you again for having me. I'm so glad to be here.
Yes, and thank you again for rescheduling and for being with me today. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yes, man. Well, I'm Arthur Mitchell. I'm originally from Elizabeth City, North Carolina. I now reside in Charlotte, North Carolina. Married, wife with 3 kids. So what I do, a little bit about myself, about who I am. I have a very unusual story. I tell all the time to help people understand who they are and where they come from. But if you can, I'm gonna take you back a little bit down memory lane. Let's go back to the age of 6. So at the age of 6, we outside playing in the jungle gym, doing different things people want to do at 6 years old, having fun, trying to go see. See, at the age of 6, I was trying to see. See, at age 6, I would find out I was diagnosed with eye disease called keratoconus. And what keratoconus is, it's an eye disease, how your eyes oval. But my impression of my pupil causes my vision to be blurry. So having that age of 6, I had a very unusual childhood. So many things happened that allowed my life to become better at what it is today.
Yeah, and so keratoconus, it's not a word that I've heard. Is this a rare thing or is it? I know yesterday you said you were one of a very few number that had been diagnosed at that time.
Yes, man. On research, I found out as I got older. For one, the disease doesn't happen to people on like ages 13 on up. But for me to have at ages 6 is very unusual finding about it. But also too, to find it's very rare in the United States of America. Only 1 in 2,000 people catch the disease, which is still very rare to me. Having me at age of 6, having this and understand like only 1 in 2,000. Because when people, I should tell people about it back then, they didn't know what it was. Neither did I. I was still new to the world. Me and my mom, my father.
Right. Wow. So you said that you used the word caught. Is it something that you were born with, or is it something that you contracted from your environment?
It's that way. I was diagnosed with the eye disease at age of 6, and they're not sure where it came from.
Okay.
Researchers say that it can come from rubbing your eyes when you're younger, things like that. But they're not sure where it came from. I don't think that's in that case. Everybody would have it. When we're young, we always should rub our eyes a lot. So I don't think it's from that. So just something that attracts on you or happens within your eyes. So
okay. Very interesting. Yeah. Like I said, it's not something that I've heard about. And so because of your vision issues, you had a pretty rough childhood.
Yes, man. I'm sorry, yeah.
No, go ahead. I was just going to ask you to share a little bit about that.
Oh, yes, man. So just imagine guys at the age of 6, you supposed to be a normal kid. You're supposed to be out there playing around, having fun, doing different things kids would do. But I was trying to see. So being out trying to see, they went out and wore glasses. My glasses had to be thick because my vision was that bad. Having to sit in front of the classrooms, having the teacher to tell you what they're saying on the board because you can't see it. So different things happen, and at the age, people, kids get antsy. They want to ask questions, talking about you being bullied, Ask different questions, to joke on your glasses because they're thick, they can see through them. There's so much things I went through in childhood. Maybe you were like, why? No, I kept wondering why this kept happening to me. Why would this, did this part of my life at the age I was deal with this? So I had a very unusual childhood. So much happened. So many things that I wanted to do couldn't happen. So it was a lot. It was a lot.
Yeah. I was like you when I was 7, I believe, is when I got my first pair of glasses. And there weren't many kids in my class that had glasses. I had a class of about 125, I guess, at that time, and maybe 5 or 10 of us, if even that many. And I really liked what you said, is that kids are curious, but they won't ask necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
They'll just make fun of what they don't understand.
That's true, yes, ma'am.
And so, how did that change your perception of you, based on what other people and other kids were saying to you?
It made me feel very different, Miss Sheila, because I didn't understand, like, not what the picking on, the talk about, the ridicule, the embarrassment. You can't see, why your glasses so thick, why you going through the situation. I didn't understand it, so I couldn't explain to them because they wouldn't have known. So I just kept it bottled in, a lot of anger, a lot of resentment, a lot of acting out in class. My parents had to come to school one time and have a parent-teacher conference because they wanted to know, like, why my grades were changing and why I was the way I was acting. Because I was trying to fill the void because nobody really understood me. So I didn't know what to do. And so my thing was to act out, take the attention off yourself, be somebody different. Not they talk about you with, but do something, to get the pressure off you. So it was so much that happened that changed my life. I was young, first of all. And then two, you the talk of the town, you the person, that attention always on every day. So it made you feel different.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's difficult when you're an adult. But when you are a young child, like you said, 6, 7 years old, you get the glasses, you get diagnosed with this, and there isn't much known about it. And so nobody really knows how to help you. And so, yeah, I can empathize quite a bit, because I had some of those kind of experiences. Not, I don't think to the extent that you're talking about, of course, but yeah, as you can tell, I'm a redhead. That was not a popular color of hair when I was growing up. And so, yeah, I had some experiences that people picked on me, made comments, the 4 eyes. I'm sure you had that said to you many, many times.
Yes,
so I got a question. I'm looking at you and I'm looking at me and I'm still wearing glasses, but you're not. So how did that happen?
Oh wow, it was amazing. I would say definitely God all this made all this happen. So moving on. So as I got older, middle school, to continue on the story. So I got older in middle school. I deal with same different situations, but they got worse. Because kids are of age now, so they was freedom of speech, say whatever come to their mind. So it got worse for me, the bullying, the being talked about, so many different things. So I know my grades in high school started messing up too, because like I said again, Miss Shelley, I was questioning myself why, and just trying to figure out why this one going on. You try contacts, you try glasses. Glasses worked for a while. Then it got I need a stronger prescription. They tried contacts. Contacts worked. It irritated my eyes. I couldn't wear contacts. So I'm like, I had to stick with the glasses for a while. So went through school, went to high school, graduated thankfully, because I really opened my eyes and really think about it. You got to graduate. No matter what's going on, you got to concentrate yourself and graduate. So I graduated. So when I got older, I was introduced to this eye doctor in Durham, North Carolina called Duke Eye Center, and where they specialize actually in keratoconus. Something I know too. So they actually specialize in the keratoconus. Yeah. So ended up going there, and he told me about a procedure called corneal transplants. And what corneal transplants are is an eye procedure where they take your cornea out and give you a deceased cornea back in your eye. Now, was I happy? Was I ready to jump on that? I did all at first. I'm thinking like, they're working on my eyes. I don't know, I don't know what may happen, who eyes I may have, what I may see with somebody else's eyes. It was just so much going on at that moment. I like,
right.
Yeah, so like man, like when I'm gonna wake up and see X-ray vision, so many different things, but yes, man. But my main focus was Miss Shelley. I want to see again. I want to be normal again. Now thinking
Yeah.
back over my life from 17 on down, it was horrible. No, so much mistreatment, so many lack of support. So I went to see. So I went with. I said, okay, not knowing 7 eye surgeries later that no, it's a process. It's 7 eye surgeries. Yes,
Wow.
yes. So
I got to be honest, right now, thinking of them doing anything like you said, that first time you had that eye surgery, of the people coming in and messing with your eyes, having it done once would have been difficult, but 7 times, that is just astonishing to me. And even more so that they could find 7 pairs that were compatible, that because I'm assuming, since it's an organ transplant, you have to have all the same sort of compatibility types of things, like you would to receive someone else's kidney or liver or heart or whatever. So for you to find 7 matches
yes,
is astonishing to me.
yes.
um, so so what how old were you when you had your first cornea transplant?
I was 22.
Okay.
22, still young, still
Right.
still doing this. I was 22 years old because I wanted to really understand, like really, okay, try this thing out. 22 years of my life, I dealt with not being able to see, not be able to drive, not at nighttime. I had daylight driver license for a long time, so I couldn't drive at night. So the day my driving vision at night still not good, but it's acceptable. So dealing with so much stuff at that time, I was ready to be normal again. I was hoping to get 20/20 vision. That was my whole goal, but
Yeah.
it didn't go like I wanted it to. But no, like I said, 7 eye surgery later, I was able to get better. So like I said, so I had 7 cornea transplants, 6 cornea grafts, and I had 1 cataract surgery. And then 7 eye surgery, my eyesight went from a 20/200 to now 20/40 in my left eye, 20/50 in my right eye. I have on my glasses in 3 years.
Wow. That's amazing. That just really is so amazing to me. Um, so shoot, there was something you said in there. I should have written it down because I wanted to ask you more about it. But uh, so the first one was at 22. Oh, when was the last one? That was my question.
The last was at 30.
At 30. Okay.
Yes, 30, yeah. So I dealt with all this procedures for 8 years.
Wow.
Trying to correct vision.
Goodness gracious.
After dealing with it for 22 years before that, now 8 more years dealing with it, trying to correct it.
Yeah, that's incredible. Oh goodness, that's just incredible and crazy. I was trying to say incredible and crazy at the same time, and it wasn't working. So I want to just for a second, I forgot to do the housekeeping stuff. I'm so bad about this part. So I just want to let people who are watching, if you would please let us know that you're watching. If you have a comment or a question for Art, please pop that into the comments. If you are watching and you're watching from the Facebook group No Limits, Changing the World's Perspective of Special Needs Through IEPs, you may have to give StreamYard permission to post your picture, your profile picture, and your name. It's StreamYard's way. That's who I use to host this. It's their way of just protecting your privacy because the group is private and they don't want to just put your information out there. If you're watching this in the replay, please go ahead and hashtag replay so that we know that you watched it. And if you have any questions or comments for that as well, we can always come back to those and answer those. I'll make sure that Art gets these at some point. Mm-hmm. So Art, going back to your childhood, so you had the vision issue. Did you have anything, as not that having the vision issue wasn't enough, but did you have a learning disability or any other learning problems not associated with your vision?
Yes, well, also too, something I realized later on, for like a speech impediment, I had that too. So for talking fast, stuttering, mumbling my words, had a speech impediment that now I'm actually seeing a speech therapist for that now.
Awesome. As an adult, you're seeing a speech therapist. That
Yes,
is
ma'am.
all right. So I'm going to be honest. That's not a therapy that I would have thought about for adults. So that was one of those limits that I had placed on myself. And that's the kind of limits that I mean when I talk about these limits, is that people have them in their head, not that they're necessarily physically placing a limit on anybody, but just the fact that it's our thinking. It's those limits that society has that we think about. So trying to change those kinds of things. So I want to post this for you. This was somebody who's joining from my Facebook group. It says, I know it took a lot of courage on your part, but God has blessed you 7 times to find the right fit. This has nothing to do with anything, but you have a beautiful smile.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah.
it.
So going back to your childhood, going back to, the speech impediment. So I presume that you were picked on for that as well.
Yes, man. It was crazy too. It wasn't more so as the eyes, but they're like, "What you say? What you saying? What you say?" What you say?
Yeah.
Okay. So much. I don't know, especially when I get excited. It's a very
Uh-huh.
worse.
Yeah, I must be a little bit of having that today, because I am very excited to talk with you, and I am having trouble with my words today. So that might be part of what's causing me. Not that I don't mean to diminish. I'm sorry. Did that sound like I was diminishing your speech impediment? I didn't mean that at all. So there was no learning disability. It was the speech and the vision that were causing your problems in school.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so what kind of problems can you explain? Like, I know you mentioned sitting at, seeing the board was a difficult thing for you. Was everything blurry? I mean, was everything difficult to read?
Everything, and I had to do like this all the time. I had to look close to the board. Had to like read like this. So it was so my bit. I was farsighted and nearsighted.
Oh,
So I had
goodness.
the best of both worlds. So I couldn't see far and I couldn't see near. So I had to
Wow.
for me to see, I literally get close to the board, close to my phone, and read. I actually had to read a book like this.
Oh,
I couldn't
wow.
see it, so I had trouble really in my eyes.
Even once the glasses and the contacts, you still would have to have things that close to your face to see what you were reading.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
All
ma'am.
right.
Cause like even though it worked, even like every time I got it, it worked. But just so much like I don't know, it kept wearing off and rejecting. Like to this day, it's kind of funny because I never really understood it because no, you would think one surgery would clear everything up, but it kept rejecting. I'm like, okay.
Mm.
And it's funny because this is a fun little story, real quick. So I should go to my eye doctor. He was a quite unusual guy, Dr. Carson. So he would come there with his little glasses on, like folded, he'll put them together. He'd be like,
Mm-hmm.
I knew something wrong, but he say this. Okay. Oh. I said, sir, what's going on? I knew something was wrong. Okay. Like, yeah, something not right. We got to, so you can't get another corner. I said, another one? I like, man, so it began to be a process. Like every time I go to the doctor, it won't every time, but every other time, like, man, he said them through the words, I knew something wrong.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. You do. You pick up on that when the doctor's kind of like, or even the teacher,
Yeah.
when somebody's kind of, oh,
Yeah,
those
yeah.
definitely are giveaways. So you you had all these difficulties. I'm trying to figure out how I want to segue, and I'm stumbling over myself. So you talked about the bullying. You talked about kids making fun of you. You talked about how that was very difficult for you, how that really knocked down your self-esteem.
Yes, ma'am.
You have done something in order to help others not go through a lot of what you went through.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell us about that?
Yes, ma'am. Sure will. So my thing is with became very passionate with kids with disabilities, special needs, because I understood where they come from, and I understood the bullying, the disappointment, the lack of support, and no friends, the peer pressure. I understood all that, so I want to turn my pain into my purpose to help others understand how they can overcome challenges, how they can overcome roadblocks, how they can be successful. So I wrote a book last year. I looked it up, June 23rd, matter of fact, June 23rd last year. I wrote a book called Six Tips to Cope with Having a Disability. And what the book is about, talks about the 6 tips that I use to overcome my disability, not lose my mind or go insane. So I use them coping strategies for myself. I put it into a book to allow others to understand what they can do to go through their coping strategies and how to know to go through their doubts, their fears, the different challenges they may have, and allow them to understand who they are. So that's what I did. So I was able to really understand the possibility of what can I do, what can I do to help others become better who they are. So I created that book, and within that book, I created a program that goes to school system that give kids with special needs a sense of hope, a sense of motivation, encouragement, and know that your disability doesn't affect your ability.
Amen. That is such a powerful statement. Disability does not fit your ability. That is awesome. I think when I went to share the screen that I goofed because I want to share the audio because there's a little video on here. So I had to unshare and now I'm going to share it again. So can I share the little video that goes along with your book? Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am, sure can.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to try not to move my screen because I noticed yesterday when I would move my screen or move my mouse, that moved some of what I could see. So I'm going to try to just leave it there.
What's going on, everybody? I got a book just published called 6 Tips to Cope with Having a Disability. I wrote it because at the age of 6, I was diagnosed with a disability called keratoconus. So through my struggle, through my life as I'm growing up, I had strategies that I had to deal with to cope with my disability, from being known who you are, having personal development, just adjusting to life, and having a hobby, even having the right people around you. So in that book, you get all the tips, the strategies, how to cope with disability, whether it's mental or whether it's physical. I believe disability not just mental, also physical as well. Anybody is interested in needing a book to help cope with a disability, just what they're going through, please get my book. And now on Amazon.com. You can type in the title. I type in my name, Arthur Mitchell. Thank you.
And so you talk about that being on Amazon, and I see here that it's $14.99. So they can order it if they would like it through your website. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. You can go through my website at www.artmesh.com. It's on Amazon too, but I would like to sign your copy personally. So if you're looking to get a book, you can go on my website and order it. I definitely get a signed copy of the book. Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. And as you can see down at the bottom, I've got it scrolling what his website is. So no matter where you're watching, hopefully you're able to see that. You just go to artmitch.com. So have you had any testimonials of people who have gotten your book and how it has helped them?
Yes, ma'am, I have. I had a young guy that actually have keratoconus. Because I'm in this keratoconus group in Facebook. And I reached out to his mom and asked her I have a book. I would love to get her son, and also they bought the book. They also bought a shirt too, which I'm gonna talk about that later on, our clothing brand. But they bought the book, and we still talk to today. I was able to help him get through his surgery. I was able to help him do better in school, and I was able to help him keep that motivation because he was 15. He was a little older, but it scared him because we never had a thing like this, and him wearing the sea, and his eyes would hurt some days. I just kept encouraging him. I told him my story. I kept encouraging, motivating. He read the book, so I was able to help him. Then I had another young lady who knew me for a while. I didn't know she had keratoconus. So I thought I started speaking out. See, at first, Michelle, when I first found out my purpose was, I didn't think it was about that because I didn't really. I never see my talk about keratoconus. I didn't see that no Facebook, no kind of anywhere about keratoconus at all. But I was with about the community. Allowed me to say, well, what have you the biggest fear? What have you been going through? I said, my allergies, keratoconus, and I was able to. And when I thought about it, I said, okay, yeah, it's something that I overcame 7 surgeries. two-stroke survivor, diabetic speech impediment. That's something that need to be talked about, and help people out and kind of find out. It's people everywhere that has this stuff. I went to my Character Corners. I'm in the Character Corners community group. That's how I found the people now. We're gonna reach out there and tell them my story. And the lady saw me. She said, "Why didn't you have Character Corners? I have it too." And I was like, "But I don't like wearing my glasses because my eyes look funny." So what happened? She saw an interview I did with a lady, and it opened her whole eyes up. Now she got her own radio show now. She back. She had no motivation because she said she looked funny in her glasses. She didn't want to see her thick glasses. So her seeing me speak out with my being transparent about my Character Corners, what I've been through, allowed her to open up her journey back up and doing her radio show and do different things. So it would help her as well.
That's so awesome. And that's part of why I do this, is because I want for people who need that support. If they happen to tune in, I hope that they find that support with the guests that I interview. And we do have a question. Says, how did you keep a positive attitude in the midst of all of that, growing up and as an adult? Can you give some examples in both times in your life?
Yeah, that's a great question, Fran. Definitely. How I kept positive. I just begin to think of what could happen after this. I was so big on the result. Now, if I do this, what would happen? Would I be better? And will I be able to see again? Will I be normal? Will I be able to play football? Will I be able to drive? So having them positive affirmations and with that, I told myself this, and I'm glad you said something about that great question, because I began to speak the affirmations when I went to a clothing line brand called I Am. So I began to tell myself this right here: I am bold, I am smart, I am confident, I am determined, I am successful, I am enough. And I told myself that constantly every day to help me understand who I was and who I was able to come. And it helped me understand that no matter what you have, that your disability doesn't fit your ability. So knowing that, understanding it in my head and internalize it, I was able to get through my life and stay positive. Was it hard? Very hard. Because dealing with this at a young age and into 39 years old now, but it helped me try my parents on purpose. It allowed me to really understand who I was, what this was for, and what I can do to help others. So great question. That's how I kept positive doing this in my life and in school. So thank you.
Yeah, I'm trying to see, if I could zoom in. Whoops. I was trying to make the picture a little bit bigger, but you shared all the words. I am bold. I am smart. I am confident. I am determined. I am successful. I am enough. Definitely. And that is, if I scroll this way, I guess I'll see. Oh, same guy. Okay, I thought it was going to show me the other.
The adult one might be a little bigger. That's kid size. So try the adult one. Make him a little bigger.
Here we go. Oh, and they come in different colors.
Yeah. Oh, it's still the same. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
I am bold, smart, confident. That one's a little easier for me to read. I don't know if it's because I don't know, but for some reason I can read that one a little bit better.
Okay.
But yeah, those are such powerful statements to say to yourself, to say to a student or a child or a person, even if it's an adult. So this one's a little bit different.
Okay, so explaining about that, I know you know Michelle, but this month is Women's History Month for all you women. Mm-hmm. So I created doing 3 shirts for you guys to celebrate you all, because y'all rock, y'all deserve it. So that's for any women up here that know that y'all are queens and y'all month, please grab y'all a shirt. We had 3 different brands, 3 different styles for the Women's History Month. So any females out there, you all rock, y'all deserve it, y'all are great, and we're going to celebrate y'all on this month.
That's awesome. And this one says, I am learning, I am letting go, I am free, I am talented and courageous, I am protecting my joy, I am brave, I am healing, I am loving myself unapologetically. That is so
we got different colors
beautiful.
too as well if y'all want other colors. You just got, we got to do it customized, but just DM me if y'all want other colors.
Okay. All right, so that was the first one. So then let me go back this way a little bit. Oh, so that was the queen one that you talked about.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I am queen. Yeah.
That is awesome. My sister-in-law runs a county fair pageant, so they always crown a queen, and she has lots of stuff that says "I am queen" or something about queen on it. And then I wanted to get to, because I saw, where is it? That one. the I am hats.
Yes.
Hats are big. So the hat that you're wearing today, though, has, I mean, you're wearing it in the picture, and you're wearing it today. So does that have something to do with your brand, the I am brand?
So this right here, Ashley's right here. Ashley, the personal development community called Grindation.
Okay.
And what is it's a community I got in 3 years ago. I said at that present moment I was going through so much, with life, this keratoconus and all kind of stuff. So I got into a community that helped me really pull out my purpose, really helped me do personal development, really helped me become a better father, better husband, better entrepreneur. So I got on one of their hats to represent them, because never forget where you came from. So that's what helped me become who I am today.
That's so amazing. That's awesome. So you have your book, and you said you came up with a program.
Yes, ma'am.
Is the program associated with the words, or is the program something different?
It's associated with the words. The program is called the Underdog Mentorship Program, and there's my 6 tips in the book. And when I did, I took those six tips and went in depth with them. So we can go in depth of who you are. Like, prime example, one of the chapters in my book is accepting who you are, and it's character building. Now, I realized that, you got to understand who you are. You got to understand that yes, you have a disability, but you can't let the way you feel affect the way you flow. You still have potential. You still have right mind. You still have courage. You still can be somebody great. You can still be a lawyer, doctor, and don't let the way you feel affect the way you flow. So building your character up after once you set you are, because sometimes it's hard setting who we are. It was hard setting me having a keratoconus. 7 I saw you so much, because nobody. I'm telling you, Michelle. When I said nobody I knew had it, nobody I knew had it at the time. I never heard of it, never. So it was hard. But once I began to set who I was, my purpose began to come out of me. And now, okay, you have this, so you are unique. So find out, more about it, research it, but also help other people that have special needs, because you have a disability as well. So to help people with disability understand that they may have dyslexia, they may have different things, but you help them with academics, help them build confidence, help them meet the IEP goals, because you can help them understand how important academics is, but show them a strategy how to do it, and then continue to help them grow as a person. So then when they get up to that time, somebody got the same situation, they better help them as well. So having them being coached to be coached to coach somebody else.
Yeah, that is so awesome, and it's so true. The words that you use are words that, in fact, I'm going to share the screen again, because I had just seen one of the shirts, and I think that's "Don't let
the way you feel, yeah,
the way you feel affect the way you flow." Yeah, I was trying to read what was in that red, and again, I couldn't because of the size of it. But okay, maybe now there I might be able to read it a little better. Don't let the way you feel affect the way you flow. That is so powerful. Yeah, I absolutely love that. Because and like you said, that applies to so many areas of life. That's not just because you're having a vision issue, but or even a special need. I mean, we often get caught up in our feelings, and that will tend to bring us down. But we get positive feelings, and we get caught up in our positive feelings too. And that's okay. Most people accept that, but we and that's healthier for us. But yeah, there are a lot of people, that myself included, who deal with anxiety, and we get caught up in our feelings. And we focus on things other than right here and right now. Mm-hmm. Being able to accept yourself for exactly who you are is, again, amazing, and can be attributed to any person, no matter what they're going through in their life, whether their life is rainbows and unicorns or it's more valleys. And so that's just, those are just such incredibly powerful statements. And we've got, you have taken a hard time in your life and turned it into a positive. You should be so proud of yourself.
Thank you so much, LA. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. And it was definitely a hard time, because, like I said, like growing up, I'm 39 years old. Growing up in my era back then, it wasn't not of resources, not of
Mhm.
support, not of people knowing. Because, like I said, I found out about it at a doctor in my hometown, but the whole time they didn't know what I had. They just had to give me thicker glasses,
Right.
contacts. My mom and dad couldn't really support me, so I was fighting it by myself. My teacher didn't really know what to do, so I was fighting. So all this whole time I was fighting it by myself. Being disappointed, being depressed, being trying to fill that void. But like I said, I was able to tell my parents and my purpose, and God allowed me to really see that only the strongest survive. I use you to go through this, help others understand that it's possible. It's possible to be somebody great. It's possible to keep going. It's possible to overcome roadblocks. It's possible to overcome challenges. It's possible to just be somebody different. And
Right.
that's what allowed me to understand who I was and know the importance of what my assignment was to do to help others understand the same thing as well.
Yeah. And I want to touch on that a little bit if you're okay with it. I want to go back to your school days. I think I told you that I'm a former special education teacher, and did you have an IEP? Because you talked about it, you had to reach your goals for your IEP. So, were you talking specifically about yourself, or just in general, kids in special ed?
And general kids special ed, because back then I don't even think we had that. But I refused to go into special ed classes because I didn't want to be not attention be on me because of what I went through. But I know at that present moment we had classes, but I refused to go to them. I want to stay in normal class and do normal things. So I pushed myself to stay like that, even though I was supposed to be in them because of my vision, but I allowed myself the push past it and try my hardest, which was hard. Like, not able to get the attention I needed in the classroom because the teacher understands you, but I refused to go, to be in special ed class. I didn't want to. No, I didn't want. Back then, it's different now. Back then, I really pick on me because even myself now, back then, looking at kids different. Looking at kids and that class was kind of funny and different. So I didn't want to be another 11 star. I already had so much on me. I said, no, I'm gonna be in this special class. And my mom and dad really didn't understand too that back then the importance of special needs had IEP. So they just kept me there. So it was a fight. It was a fight. Like everything was different. Like understanding the word. I hated math. That was my worst subject, but English and social studies was my best subject. I love to write, I love to read. So I just I was able to just really not really teach myself a lot, because nobody else really had the time or effort to understand me. So I understand myself and teach myself how to be this and how to be that.
Yeah, you just said something that really struck me. You said you love to read, and I'm thinking about the fact that everything that you saw was blurry, but yet you still love to read.
Yes, ma'am.
So what was it? Because obviously it was difficult for you to read. So what was it about the reading that you loved? It wasn't I'm guessing it wasn't the actual reading of the words.
It was a relaxation. Able to read about different things, different people, different objects, things. I just kept my mind flowing because I was able to focus on that one thing. I learned too, as people, especially in kids' ability, if you focus on that one thing, you're able to have a positive aspect of things and keep your mind only on that, so nothing else won't bother you. So you're in that zone the whole time. So let's be in that zone, even though it was right up here. But I read it and just relaxed my mind, kept me going, kept my mind on a positive aspect.
That's absolutely beautiful. Yeah. Again, I love that because you found that silver lining. You took a negative. I don't even want to call it. I mean, yes, it's a negative, but you took a struggle. You took something that was very difficult, and you still loved it.
Yes, ma'am.
So again, that kind of leads me back to the butterfly. The butterfly has to struggle to get out of that cocoon and be strong enough to fly. And look at you today. You have a clothing line. You have a book that you're helping others that are going through disabilities. And honestly, I haven't read the book because, like I said, I just met you yesterday, so I haven't had a chance to get the book. But I have a feeling, based on your clothing line and based on the fact that you said you use those words and you dig deeper into those words, that book could be helpful to anybody.
Yes.
I mean, I really feel like anyone who is going through life, honestly, because we all come up against struggles at some point. So many people battle, like I mentioned for myself, anxiety or depression or having a low self-esteem. And the concepts that you talk about in your book, I just think would be great for anyone to because you are such a positive person today. You know, I don't know what you were like 10, 20, 15 years ago, 10, 20, 30 years ago. But to see you today, you wouldn't necessarily know that you had all the struggles that you faced and that you've overcome so many of those struggles.
Yes, ma'am.
So, you know, it's like if I walked outside, you know, springtime's coming and I see a butterfly, my mind doesn't go, oh, that used to be a caterpillar. And they, boy, the struggle that, no, I see this beautiful butterfly. And so I hope that if anyone is watching you that has just met you like I have, or, you know, who's known you for a few years, has an even better appreciation of you because of the positivity that you bring, I'm sure, wherever you go. You are so passionate, and it's very obvious that you are a generous person and somebody who wants to help others. And I hope that people understand that came from a lot of struggling. Not that we want people to struggle, but I think everybody has to struggle.
It should.
Go ahead.
Because I feel like that definitely. I feel like people have their own journey and struggle different ways. But one thing my coach always tell me that you gotta grow through your go through, and as you grow through
your go through.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So as you grow through your go through, that means that every struggle, every challenge, you know, it's a big lesson, challenge, and adjustment. So as you find out, as you grow through, whatever you're going through, you're gonna grow through because you find out what the lesson is. Find out what the lesson is, then make the adjustments, then execute on that adjustment. Allow me, okay, well, this happened now. What did I do to make this happen? How can I change it? And once I find out how I can change it, execute that plan to make it happen. So as you grow through, you able to become stronger in that. Connect time will come around, you understand, okay, I did it this time, I now can do this time. So allowing you to understand who you are, allowing you to understand where you come from, then be able to be better at who you are. You more efficient, more precise at everything you're doing now because you're growing through your go through. You're going through your pain. You're going through your adversity. You're going through your disappointments. You're going through your challenges. As you're going through those, it's making you much stronger and better. Not only help yourself, but understand how it's about not them, not us. That's what they got to realize, Michelle. It wasn't about me. This whole process, this journey, everything wasn't about me. It was about finding that person that's about to jump off a cliff, about to jump out of school, about to do something crazy. For me to come in and show them, look now, it's better ways, it's better life. No, let me tell you what I've been through. Let me tell you what happened to me. Let me tell you how I'm able to get through this. Help you understand, though, that you can do this. You will win. You are successful. You are enough. And if you continue to understand that and believe in yourself, and when your mind matches your destiny, I tell you anything is possible.
Yeah, I'm going to, because you just mentioned another part of your website. I'm going to scroll up. Here's what it says. When your mind matches your destiny, anything is possible.
Yes, ma'am.
And there was something that I read the other day when I was reading over this. And now I'm not, of course, going to find it quickly. I thought I saw something about, well, obviously you're a motivational speaker.
Yes, ma'am.
And I hope that you do that and get paid for it, because you are certainly motivating just within this free platform. So I hope that you are, people can hire you to come to their organizations. And I am not seeing the thing that I was, oh yeah, here it is. That You created the I Am brand to provide support and coping strategies for children and young adults who are being bullied because of their disabilities, and to decrease the pipeline of young Black males from school to prison. Can you talk a little bit more about that and how your clothing line and how what you are doing is addressing that issue as well?
Yes, man. So nothing to with me. Don't know where I come from, and being in the streets and neighborhoods where I lived at, I understand what the prison pipeline mentality means. I've seen it. I was there. I was involved. So I do that to help kids understand that it's a better way. I'm reaching out to detention centers, different juvenile centers to help them know the end that school to prison pipeline mentality, because right now it's real major. And what it is kids go to school. Excuse me. Kids go to school, not getting the support they need from home, and teachers they drop out, then gain violence or something, they go to prison. So knowing that it's a gap in between that, why are y'all they feeling that way? Why they're not getting the support, the love they need? So, and if people don't say it, they don't get it in the schools or the family, they're gonna find it in the streets, and that's to two places, either dead or in prison. So I understand it. So what I do, I actually have a program about a career. I did a a school conference like 3 weeks ago. They like what I did, so showed me a teacher program. It's called 5 Steps to Avoid the School to Prison Pipeline Mentality. So I'm about to really dig into this book right here to help create a program from this book to help school systems for young males. So my target is young males for this book, because those are the ones that really need it, because they're age now, middle school and high school, to understand how to be a leader, how to be successful, how to find your niche, how to find what you want to do, how to be positive, how to stay positive. So it's so many things that you got to do with kids. You got to show them kids love. You got to show them support, because they're so used to not getting all of that. So you got to fill that gap, because a gap from here to here. So if you can meet them here, you're able to understand them better, and then help them decrease the statistics, because it's all over, like different counties and school systems having it. And it's getting stronger because first of all, we're virtual. They're not understanding that. So they're dropping out of school and going out, do what they want to do. Some kids not even logging in the class. Some kids turning the laptop, walking away, the camera also. So much in the midst of that, but it all comes around from community, love, support, understanding, reaching them where they are. And then doing that, you're able now to understand the close that gap of what they needed in that void field to help them. They do love me, They, no matter what I'm doing, they understand me. They still here. They never left me. They see what I'm going through. They're still here. They're not judging me. They're not being judgmental. They're not telling me what to do, but they show me how to do it. So being in that situation and understanding them, I use this shirt too as well. Like, no, you don't have to go out in the streets. You are successful. You want to play football? Okay, you are enough. Get your grades right. You want to play baseball. You want to play whatever you want to do in life. Artists, music, whatever. You can do this. Do your affirmation. Say who you are. No, they don't say who they think you are. Say who you really are, and you are successful. You are smart. You are enough. You are determined. And showing them, it's going to allow the statistics to decrease. Understand that y'all can't statistically say who y'all think they is. This is who they really are. They're lawyers, they're doctors, they're pediatricians, they nurses, whatever they want to be. And understanding that and showing them this and showing them how we can effectively make this prosper in life will make them better off. And no, we can't reach everybody, but I'm pretty sure we get together, we can reach somebody. That's my
absolutely. Absolutely. So that's awesome. So I know that we started a little early today because you have another call at right at the top of the hour. And is that with, I think you said it was with the teachers organization?
The Teachers Lounge, yes, on Facebook, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So that's amazing. So I do have a lot of teachers that follow me, and so I definitely want to encourage them. I had never heard of the Teachers Lounge, so definitely go find that and tune in to Art. He's going to be 2:00 our time here in the Midwest, and 3:00 Eastern time. But people can hire you. I mean, I presume, can do these talks virtually, but hopefully soon the world will open up again. And then are you willing to travel to places to?
Oh, yes, I'm willing to travel. Let me tell you a little secret about me.
Okay.
My regular job is American Airlines. So I fly.
Oh,
So it don't matter where y'all want me to go, where I will come to your school, your organization, and impact some of my life one day at a time.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. That is so awesome because yeah, I mean, it is. It's really sad, especially like you said that, with this being virtual, so many kids, especially at the high school level, are
Yeah.
just checking out, whether they're checking out mentally or physically. And it is very difficult right now, more so than it has ever been. And so I'm so excited to know that you are doing something like that. And again, I'm just in awe of you and your message. The I am message is beautiful. And you've mentioned God a couple of times, and I believe that if you looked in the Bible, that you would find those statements. That with God we are those things. We are successful. We are enough.
Yeah.
And just curiosity, is that where the inspiration came from, or where did you get the inspiration for this I am?
So that I am, but definitely God can no one's spun on nobody religion, but I'm definitely a believer in God. Definitely that but it came from that. But I am you can say wow, but I am actually I am Art Mitch. I am Art Mitch. But
Oh,
yeah, it's my logo, so I took this and I am
uh-huh.
Art. I am bold, smart, confident, creative, accessible. And those are words I actually said myself when I was younger to keep me motivated. So I am Art Mitch. So you're Art Mitch. I am Art, I suppose, self-confident enough. Yeah. But
Wow.
through me is what got me to where I'm at. So as you continue to be who you are, I am Art Mitch, successful, bold, confident enough. Yes, ma'am.
That's awesome. That is so amazing, so awesome. And I wonder if the teachers and the students that you had or that were in your classes know you today
And
and are in awe of who you have become.
I know a lot of them. I got me on Facebook. A lot of them telling me they're proud of me, so proud of me. A lot
Hmm.
of them, I know a lot of them know what I do. I know a lot of my students in my class know what I do now. Very
Hmm.
proud of me. They're supporting me. They love what I'm doing. But for the teacher, I would love to go back to my school. I've been trying to get in contact with. I got in contact with them, but trying to find a person to go back to my school and really talk to them now and let them know who I am, what I had. And really, so no, I got to do that. I got to find somebody that's still teaching that get in that school system. I'm
Yeah,
trying, but no virtual, so it's been kind of hard
right.
trying to do things virtual. Okay, no, everybody transitioning back now, so but I've been working on that. But I would love for most of my old teachers to know who I am. So
Yeah.
definitely,
And as a teacher myself, I love it when I will see, even if they weren't my students, just students that I had connected with in the building or in the districts that I was in, and I see them, as adults. It warms it does mine at least, to see others, the former students come back and say, hey, this is what I'm doing, and I remember you, and do you remember me? And most of the time, I remember them. In a larger district, I'm sure that's not always the case with a lot of the teachers that have, several thousand students a year. But I know that really touches a lot of teachers. And I know even in our elementary building where I worked for many years, we had our high school students would get dropped off at the elementary building and then go on their way home. And a lot of times those kids would come back and talk to their junior high teachers, but even their primary teachers. And it was always touching because we care about you, even outside of our classroom. And so to know how you're doing, it's good for our hearts as well. But at the same time, I think if anyone had any doubts about you, I think it's good to go back and say, look at me now.
yes,
Not as a rubbing it in their face, but just as a, hey, you know what? If you had doubts about me, don't worry about me anymore. I'm doing fine.
yes, definitely, that's right. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, Art, I need to let you go, because you do have the other appointment today. I so appreciate again that you rescheduled for me, that we were able to have you on today. And for anybody who is watching, I just wanted to throw this one up there. I just saw this one. You are an amazing person. Whoever comes in contact with you has encountered a blessing. And I couldn't have said it better myself. So I truly do appreciate everything that you're doing. I hope that you have masses of amounts of success. I hope that people who are watching will go to your website, purchase your book, sign you up to be a motivational speaker for their students, because I really do think that you are a great example of #NoLimits and helping lots and lots of other people bust through those limits that society has placed upon them. So do you have any last parting words?
Yes, man. I want to say thank you again, Ms. Shay, for allowing me to come on. I'm glad to reschedule my time. Now, I want to tell everybody that just continue to dream big. Coming from a person that had 7 eye surgeries, struggled childhood, 2 strokes, survivor, diabetic, speech impediment, that is possible. No, when your mind matches your destiny, anything is possible. Continue to believe it, and you can achieve it no matter what you're going through. And I always tell people this, like one of my favorite motivation speakers, he said, live the rest of your life the best of your life. But that's true. You got to continue to grow. Every time I continue to grow, continue to dream big. And if anybody want to definitely book me for any speaking engagements, finish schools and organizations, you can reach me at info@artmix.com. Again, info@artmix.com. You can definitely go on my website for my merchandise, and definitely find me on Facebook, Arthur Mitchell. I'm on Instagram at Success with Arthur. I'm on LinkedIn as well as Arthur Mitchell. I'd love to connect with you guys and continue to impact one day at a time. And thank you again, Ms. Shelley. And like I said again, your mind matches your destiny. Anything is possible. Continue to believe it, dream it, and you can achieve it.
Awesome. What an awesome way to close out. All right, guys, if you like this, give it a thumbs up or a like. Subscribe to this YouTube channel to see more videos like this. If you want to read stories that are similar but not the same as Arthur's, this is my book, Those Who Can't Teach. That is also available on Amazon and through my website. Like Arthur wants you to get an autographed copy of his book from him through his website. I would prefer to be able to autograph your book from me as well. So thank you, everybody. Again, have a blessed week, and we will see you next time.
Yes,